Hi everyone, my name's Briony Campbell. I'm an artist specialising in photography and film, and I'm also a creative facilitator, by which I mean I support other people to explore their own creative expression. In my work, I focus very much on relationships, understanding the way we relate to each other, be that in societal relationships, familial ones, intercultural, religious. That's my main interest. And during the pandemic, I have been fortunate enough to have a really interesting project on relationships to work on. So let me share my screen and tell you a little bit more about Flow Unlocked. So as the first pandemic began, I was beginning this wonderful creative project with UCL psychologist Georgia Pavlopoulou and autistic artist and campaigner and polymath John Adams, both of whom you will have heard from elsewhere in the festival. Or if you haven't yet, you will have a chance to check the programme. So what is Flow Unlocked? Flow Unlocked is a collaborative knowledge exchange between autistic and non-autistic people. In the group, we are artists as well as an academic researcher, and people also without academic or artistic backgrounds. We are exploring and highlighting the importance of relationships to autistic people, something which is usually overlooked or disregarded and certainly rarely celebrated. We are rewriting stereotypes that damage autistic lives by sharing honest conversations, creative writing and visual art, all of which is based on the authentic thoughts, feelings, reflections of autistic people themselves. And Flow Unlocked is supported by UCL Culture's Trellis programme, which aims to build connections between UCL staff and East London communities and artists. What we've done within Flow Unlocked, we began by inviting autistic consultants to co-devise the project's aims and methodologies. Based on these questions, we then created a safe online space in which we had honest conversations about autistic relationships and the effects of lockdown upon them. And we hosted a series of creative writing workshops which focused on different aspects of relationships, from relationships to place, relationships to people, relationships to animals, relationships to sensory experiences. And finally, we co-created visual art in response to the ideas and writings that came out through our workshops. To illustrate why we call the project Flow Unlocked, it's an East London-based project, and we decided to take the Regent's Canal as a geographical focal point because we found a really exciting, poignant connection between the flow of this canal in an ever-changing neighbourhood, which is a sort of metaphorical artery which both connects and divides people. And there was a connection there to the positive psychological theory of flow state, which describes the ability of autistic people to achieve a heightened sense of focus, hyper-focus on areas of interest which can be this optimal experience, which helps autistic people to maintain a positive sense of self and view on the world. And this was something that really resonated with me. I'm neurotypical myself, but as an artist, this idea of hyperfocus was something I knew well. I think it is essential for an artist to be able to achieve that state of focus to make work. This is a clip that I was making whilst getting into my own version of flow on the Regent's Canal. So, yeah, within the group, we really surprisingly quickly were able to gain a sense of trust and empathy for each other, for the thoughts and feelings that people were sharing, and experiencing this really instantly smashed that most damaging stereotype about autistic people, and this this lack of empathy that is falsely believed about them. And throughout the workshops, a multitude of stereotypes were smashed as people expressed themselves in honest and heartfelt ways throughout the workshops. We had poetry and prose that expressed poignant, metaphorical, beautiful, joyful, heartbreaking words throughout the workshops. So this left us with quite an overwhelming pile of wonderful raw material from which to make visual art. So I'm going to show you just a few things that I co-created within the project. So this is an image based on words that Danny said. I'm going to read them. It says, "I wish someone would enter my world and understand it. Then we could go together to the wider world." That came out just in a conversation within the group, in which people were talking about this feeling of not being able to, the difficulty of letting somebody into your world because of previous experiences of hurt when it goes wrong, or because of social interaction differences, but that is not, that is certainly not because autistic people don't want anyone to enter that world. So this was something Danny said when they were explaining how much they would like somebody to be able to enter that world and understand it. And once it was understood, that person could be a friend or ally or lover to go out together with into the potentially dangerous, more threatening wider world. This is an image, it's a portrait of Benny, another co-creator. And I'll read you the words again. It says, "My stories are pieces of me, making sense of the strangeness of people, making sense of the strangeness of me." I love these words. I feel like they could be almost the subheading of the Flow Unlocked project. And what I didn't say before is this is Benny's writing on my photo, the same with the previous image, which was Danny's writing. This is a picture also made with Benny and his girlfriend Ramona, who you can see in the middle of this balloon reflected back at us. And I made this one based on a poem that Benny had written about his relationship with Ramona, which is unusual in the sense that, well, during lockdown, he told us that he didn't miss being in the same physical space as her. And he wrote this poem about how most people, or neurotypical people, would find that strange, would find him strange for feeling that way. And indeed, his own girlfriend, Ramona, found it very hard to be apart from him. So this poem really hit me hard and really just gave me a new perspective that I'd never really thought, because I totally assume that, that most people want to be as close as possible to their partner. So the words there say, "How strange that others cannot bear to be apart, how fragile their bonds must be." This is an image I made with Caroline, and took just this one line from a beautiful poem she wrote about the comfort she finds in natural environments, being in beautiful natural scenes. The word there says, "Hiding in space, I am home." And then I also made some very short films, filming on the canal, images that I felt reflected the ideas that my co-creators had been giving me. So this is Caroline's words.
I love you in the present. You were a present. You still are. I love you in the present. They couldn't see you like I did. Your mind didn't suit their needs. You went away for a while. Now I see myself in you and you in me. The world will learn to see us and take us in, because you are present to whoever has hearts to see.
And here's another film I made with Danny's words.
In place of a panic attack, I hold your memory of me, glistening in morning light, and try to transform back to that. Try to transform back to that. I hold your memory of me. And try to transform back to that.
if you're interested to see more of Flow Unlocked, we will be doing a group performance from the Flow Unlocked collective on Friday at 3:20. So please come along to that. And we also have a project website at flowunlocked.co.uk. So please go there, where you can read more poems and see more of the visual art, and do get in touch with us. That is the Flow Unlocked homepage. Thank you all so much for listening. Goodbye.